But I do it all the time, I guess. Just going through NORM montages on YouTube. He's just such a prolific joke writer. Like just so many jokes that like these NORM montages that just pop up. 30 minutes of NORM here, an hour of NORM there. It's like you just sit there watching the whole thing.
He had an amazing ability too. We were just watching that Jon Stewart crocodile hunter clip.
I wanted to talk about the crocodile hunter because I think it was tragic at the time, but I think I don't know. People call him and then they're shocked. Oh, hey, you wouldn't believe it. Who got killed? The crocodile hunter. Please don't make me laugh at this. And they were like, he was 44 years old. I'm like, that's a ripe old age for a crocodile hunter.
He was really conversationally funny. Like the joke didn't have to end until he seemed to want it to end.
Yes.
Like he just kept, like, it was funny too. And I was watching thinking the balls to do that. Like Jon Stewart is like, okay, like, because he's laughing, but he's like, all right, he was only 90. And Norm's like, hey, Bill. And he's just he's still doing the characters. Like he's not ready for it to be finished.
Yeah. He didn't care about getting the laugh in the room sometimes, especially on those TV shows. Obviously on stage, but like in the room, he didn't necessarily care if people weren't going with him. That's the way he always was. I mean, if you go back to those Weekend Update montages of Frank Stallone jokes, like some of them land real hard, but some of them don't land at all.
According to the EPA, it will cost an estimated $295 million to clean up toxic waste at the former Lockheed Martin military aircraft plant in California. The cause of the toxic waste? You guessed it, Frank Stallone. In economic news, unemployment figures rose slightly for the month of October, with declines in the Dow Jones and NASDAQ. The reason for the sudden downturn? You guessed it, Frank Stallone.
And you could clearly see on his face, like, all these jokes are just for him.
Yeah, he didn't care.
He didn't care. And they're hilarious. Like, I don't know exactly when the bit is from, but it seems like he probably wrote the bit right around when he first got the diagnosis, because, like, I didn't even know the bit existed, to tell you the truth. But people were passing it around yesterday of him talking about how men used to be able to just get sick and die, and now they have to wage a war against cancer.
Yeah.
And it's like he probably wrote that.
That was 2001 or 2011. So yeah, probably
as he got diagnosed.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure if the cancer dies, if you die, the cancer also dies at exactly the same time. So that, to me, is not a loss, that's a draw. That's you know what I mean? It's not like the cancer's going to jump up and go, Uncle Bert's wife. Where is he? I won fair and square.
The cancer died at the same time. That's not a loss. That's a draw.
He would go on these talk shows and do like old man jokes.
Yeah.
And they were long. Like when he went on Conan O'Brien and did the moth joke.
Yeah.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office. Right?
You are correct.
And it took 4 minutes to get there, and the punchline is it's a joke punchline. But he liked it. He just loved the joke so much that he was getting through it, and he gets there, and it's like, it's worth it.
And so the doctor says, Moth, man, you're troubled. But you should be seeing a psychiatrist. Why on earth did you come here? And then the moth said, because the light was on.
The ability to do that and to not panic and to not bail out and to commit to it and go, this is what I'm doing, and that's it.
I found, as I was looking at clips, it seemed like his 3 favorite topics on Weekend Update were OJ, obviously Frank Stallone, and Vince Foster, and making jokes about Clinton murdering Vince Foster.
And veteran news anchorman David Brinkley apologized to Bill Clinton for an election night commentary in which he called the president, quote, boring and uncreative. Admitted Brinkley, There was certainly nothing uncreative about the way you moved Vince Foster's body. The president's a murderer. You didn't know that?
Here's another OJ joke from Weekend Update.
In his book, O.J. Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you.
Relentless.
Yeah, it really is. The beauty of Norm is there is nothing underlying. It's just about the joke.
It's just about being funny.
You know, that's it. What's the funniest thing for this moment?
Yep.
This is what it is.
He hated what was going on in comedy as far as people being punished. And I mean, he really hated it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the one time that he actually started to get in trouble was because he was defending Louis and he was defending Roseanne.
And Shane.
And he defended Shane. Yep,
big, yeah.
Yep, big time defender of Shane. Because he got it. Because he's like, we're telling jokes here. What are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah, he was really furious about that. Yeah, it's terrible. Just terrible.
He spent a lot of time being funny, though.
Oh, fucking hilarious.
He put a lot of funny out there.
Yeah. And I don't think there's anybody with a similar delivery or a similar, like, it's completely unique. He's a completely unique thinker and just a completely unique joke teller, joke writer.
If you try to do a Norm joke, it's like, it's not funny when anybody else does it. And it's because they're not, I mean, he's a genius.
It's natural.
Yes.
It's completely natural. It's completely, you don't watch it for a second thinking this is not who this guy is. Like you watch it and go, this is completely natural for him to tell a joke this way or to talk this way. That's why he could end the joke when he wanted to, because he seemed so comfortable and natural that, all right, whenever he says it's done, it's done.
You were with him you were on the dais for the Bob Saget roast
of
Comedy Central.
Yep.
And that's one of those instances where, of course, it's like, oh, I can't wait. Norm's going to be so outrageous. Norm's just going to say stuff that you could never say on TV. And then he gets up there.
Hilarious.
And he just does
old man
jokes.
No, but Bob has a beautiful face, like a flower. Yeah, cauliflower. No offense, but your face looks like a cauliflower.
Yeah. I believe his joke about you was that you're a very colorful person. Because you have a yellow belly and you're green with envy. And that was it. Like, there was no follow. It's like, that's the joke.
And Jim Norton of here is, of course, probably one of the most colorful characters I've ever met. Colorful personalities I know. You're green with envy and you have a yellow streak down your back.
One of his jokes about Geraldo was like, I'd love to have Geraldo's brain. Not because he's smart, but because it's very unused. Like, thanks.
But if I ever need a brain transplant, why, I would choose yours, Greg, and here's why. It's not because you're smart. It's because your brain has never been used. No, but Greg Giraldo, I'm just joking him. He has the grace of a swan, the wisdom of an owl, and the eye of an eagle. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is for the birds.
Man's for the birds.
Like, I was sitting there like all day yesterday, like, just stopping. Jess is like taking care of the kids. And I'm like, Jess, there's another Norm joke. Because I'm looking at YouTube. And I'm like, all right, Jess, this was another one of Norm's jokes. This is from Weekend Update, like in the 90s. All summer, Better Than Ezra was the #1 band in America. The #2 band, Ezra.
And in music news, #1 on the college charts this summer was Better Than Ezra. And at #2, Ezra.
According to a controversial new biography, Elizabeth Taylor, like...
You see a bunch of clips were going around. You see the clip of him on The View from like really early on. It was from like 2000. It was when the View was at its early stages.
No, I don't think so.
It's fucking great. I think I tweeted it, Travis, if that's the quickest way. I don't know. To find just the clip. Yeah, that's it.
See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
Who are the murderers? Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
You're not allowed to put out no accusations without.
That's a little too far.
That's the way it does work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No, we don't need
I
to
don't want
talk
to get
about
into this,
that.
and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question. So get with it.
There you go.
See right there, like
is a
no,
live show.
he's not angry about it.
No.
Like he doesn't like what great instincts, man. Like not mad, like what? He's just having a great time. He
Like-
always looked like he was having a great time.
Like he's almost too dumb to realize what did I say? I thought we were all
just having fun.
What? You didn't know? He's like, you didn't hear that?
And the wind finally dies down, and he goes, "What? You didn't hear that?"
Listen how he follows it up.
This is a live show.
Not for nothing, Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm now going to ask the next
I
question.
thought it was a matter of record.
Okay.
Let me do this.
There are people that after they got invited to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, they'd be like, "Oh, okay, maybe I can get in with the Clintons now.
Right.
Maybe I can meet these powerful friends. Maybe I can." 2.5 years after the Correspondents' Dinner, he's going on The View and making jokes.
Clinton murdered somebody.
He murdered a guy.
Doesn't care. I thought it was a matter of record.
He thought Barbara's problem was that Barbara hadn't.
Yeah.
You didn't hear.
Yeah,
You didn't know?
that she was ignorant, and he was just bringing her up to speed.
Just informing her. Did you see the clip that was going around of him on Conan O'Brien with Courtney Thorne Smith?
I don't know.
This, I feel like this Courtney Thorne Smith clip is somewhat similar to the Patrice Fox News clip.
This is just what she has to say. We are outraged and fired and
he's a fool.
fired
He's an
and
absolute
fired.
fool.
Name calling. I'm outraged.
Fool.
I am outraged.
You should be.
I am a fool. Now, if I called you a fool,
In the sense that this just has become one of those legendary, like, this is the example
Yep.
of why you would have this guy on your talk show and why he doesn't care. Courtney Thorne Smith is on Conan O'Brien with Norm. Norm was the first guest. And he's, unfortunately for her,
Decided to stick around.
he stuck around on the couch for her interview. Yes, and she's trying to promote her
Who
movie.
is she?
But what's the movie going to be called?
Well, I know what it's going to be called.
Yeah, what's that?
If it's got Carrot Top in it, you know what a good name for it would be?
What's that, Norm?
Box Office Poison.
She's there.
There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
His face after he does
Dude,
it.
he's delighted. Again, just perfect timing.
Yeah, that's the other thing you don't want to do, right? Is like just say Norm jokes.
Right.
You know what I mean? You want to like, yeah.
Although it's funny. He's one of those guys where just saying his jokes, they are well written enough
Yes.
where it works.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the appeal too. That
Yeah.
like especially some of his jokes, you can just take and like.
Like I saw a one-woman show once by a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And,
just one?
Yeah, only one. And she was like, well, my mother had breast cancer, you know, and now I have breast cancer. And I'm like, well, it's everybody. Like, they think it's so special when everyone gets cancer and dies. Like, that's not
great. What if we just ended the podcast?
But it's almost like the height of narcissism to think that you're going to you're going to be so brave as to talk about it in person,
right?
Whereas all you're doing is just garnering sympathy for yourself.
Well, I guess that's true.
How is that brave? It seems cowardly to me. It seems much braver to me. Like, I remember Richard Farnsworth was an old character actor, and he did a David Lynch movie called The Straight Story, and riddled with cancer, you know, his last movie, and very frail. And it's this fantastic movie if you ever get a chance to see it. It's not a style, because I'm not really that big a fan of what's his name?
David Lynch?
Yeah. I'm not a fan of it. I don't understand weird stuff. I'm like, huh? What? But this one is a straight ahead story. You know, you think. I call it like a hard G. It's G rated.
Okay. It's hard G.
I call it hard G. Because the second time I watched it, I'm like, whoa, I understand it all of a sudden. Well, you got to see this movie.
Okay.
And if you watch it closely, there's like hellish things going on underneath the surface of what looks like a quaint story. It's based on a guy who, in actual real life, drove his riding lawnmower across the state to visit his brother who was dying. So anyways, the point of it is that Richard Farnsworth was nominated for an Academy Award for the movie. And if he had said he was filled with cancer, he would have won for sure.
Sure.
But instead, he didn't say it. And in fact, no one knew it. His family didn't know it. He kept it from everyone. And then he was a stuntman before he was an actor. He did what they call a stuntman's death, which is you put a shotgun in your mouth and with your toe you pull the trigger and blow your head off.
Oh my God.
And so that to me is courageous. Like you're not being a burden to your family. You know, they know nothing about it. And then you're gone.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
And then toe in the shotgun.
Yeah. And you know, they write him. He wrote a nice letter to everybody, you know, in the family, and said that, you know, he didn't want to. The reason he did it is he didn't want to cause people distress. So I thought, wow, how incredible! Like how many
to just
people
go through it alone.
That? Yeah.
So you don't think
to go through it alone?
You don't think you would write confessional? Like, do you? You didn't talk about any of the gambling stuff in your stand-up, did you? Like, was that
stand-up? No, never. I never talked about me, really. You know, I talked about universal me. You know what I mean?
Right.
That I was afraid of death, or that you know, that kind of thing, which is this was something that everybody is afraid of. You know, and so things like that. That it was me, but it was everybody.
Sure.
I wasn't pretending that it was a specific ailment that I had. And if I had a specific ailment, and possibly I do, you don't know.
I don't know.
But I would not talk about it. I would not. I hope that I would not discuss it, and just try to benefit monetarily from that.
Out again, am I out of my mind? Going out with friends, gonna have a good time.
Enough of this grimness.
Last week at a dramatic press conference about the crash of TWA Flight 800, ABC News correspondent Pierre Salinger displayed a document which he believes is proof that the jet was shot down by a U.S. Navy missile. Later, he proudly showed reporters his solid gold Rolex that he bought on the street for just $15. That's one ugly bastard, isn't it? Well, it is finally official. Murder is legal in the state of California. A down-and-out O.J. Simpson, depressed that all of his money-making ideas have failed, has decided to go back to doing what he does best, killing people. And there's Charles Woodson. How about that? Huh? What a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case... all bets are off. Just a word of advice. A new book claims that Madonna once smeared peanut butter all over John F. Kennedy Jr.'s body and then licked it off. Which just goes to show you, Madonna's a whore. And finally, Weekend Update would like to congratulate Madonna, who gave birth to a beautiful baby girl last Monday. The baby weighed in at 6 pounds, 9 ounces, making it the 4th largest object ever to pass through Madonna's birth canal. This week, in a secret ceremony in Australia, Michael Jackson was married for the 2nd time. Asked what makes his new bride special, the King of Pop said, quote, "She has taught me about the power of imagination, like imagining that a grown woman is a 10-year-old boy." You know he's a homosexual pedophile, right? You understand? Sources report that Michael Jackson's baby is due February 27th, and it's going to be named Michael Jackson Jr. Michael plans to be with the mother during the delivery, in his words, to make up for not being there for the Sources report that Michael Jackson's baby is due February 27th. It's conception. The last word was conception, so...
Michael Jackson. He said, I heard a quote where he said, I don't care if my child is a boy or a girl, as long as it's a boy. He's going to name it. He said he doesn't know what he's going to name it. He said he thinks if it's a girl, he's going to name it Sharon.
Really?
Yeah. And if it's a boy, he's going to have sex with it.
I came in and he was supposed to be the my guide through SNL, and it turned out that he is a shit stirrer.
I'm not going to guide any lady through comedy. That would take me, first of all, I'd have to figure out how a lady could do comedy. You know? And then I'd have to...
Safer drivers, men or women? Well, according to a new survey, 55% of adults feel that women are most responsible for minor fender benders, while 78% blame men for most fatal crashes. Please note that the percentage in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman. For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So now you don't know what the hell to do. No, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women. Here we see the president and the first bitch. Gosh, Hillary looks pretty in this photo here, doesn't she? Never realized she was such a looker till I see her here in this picture. But you see, the only way Bill Clinton, or Bob Dole can win, really, is if Bill Clinton is rocked with more scandals. You know, there's every day a new scandal comes up, you know. I heard this one today, terrible scandal, apparently. Way back when he was governor of Arkansas, Bill Clinton, apparently, he got really drunk one night, and he had sex with Hillary.
Wow.
That's no good.
That's a shocking, shocking thing.
Yeah. And how long have you been married?
7 months.
7 months, which is a record.
No, this is the first, I've been married, Larry, but I've never been married.
Married.
This is married.
Married like...
She's my friend, like I love her.
I see. That's what Clinton says about his wife, isn't it? In Whitewater news, federal regulators quizzed Hillary Clinton at the White House this week and gave her a perfect score on the lying section. She's a dirty liar.
You know, of course, they say the White House is haunted. Did you know that? And I thought this was kind of sad. I heard last night that President Clinton charged Abraham Lincoln's ghost $10,000 to sleep in his own bed. So that doesn't seem right to me, you know? I mean... But look, the president, you know, has come under a lot of fire for raising money, but you know, he's good at raising money. That's not a bad thing. Every president's done it. It's just that President Clinton is very, very, very good at it. Do you know he has organized in the past year over 100 fundraising dinners and over 200 fundraising midnight snacks? Did you know that? Is he laughing? Is he...
Okay, Norm, you're Canadian.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think of this whole presidential mess?
Well, I hope that the Democrats don't steal the election from the winner, you know, but who knows?
You like George Bush, don't you?
I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent, you know, none of this. He's, you know, he's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that. So it'd be good to get the. See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Who are the murderers?
Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to, you're not allowed to put out no accusations without
That's a little
Charlie.
too
That's
far.
the way it does work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Did you never hear that?
No. Listen, we don't need
I don't want to get into this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question. So get with it.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Why? Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm now going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up! Shut up! Look,
Okay.
let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right, now. Let's talk football.
All right, manslaughter.
Let's talk football.
Norm.
The people here asked me to do the show, you know, I gotta say, I felt kind of weird, you know. I don't know if you remember this, but I used to actually be on this show, you know. I used to do the weekend update news routine, you remember that? And, yeah. That's where I did the make-believe news jokes, you know. That was me, right? So then, a year and a half ago, right, I had a sort of a disagreement with the management at the NBC. I wanted to keep my job, right? And they felt the exact opposite. So you see, they fired me because they said that I wasn't funny, you know? Now, with most jobs, I could have had a hell of a lawsuit on my hands for that, but see, this is a comedy show. So they got me, you know, you don't want. But now, this is the weird part, right? It's only a year and a half later, and now they asked me to host the show. So I wondered, I go, hey, wait a second here. Hey! how did I go in a year and a half from being not funny enough to be even allowed in the building to being so funny that I'm now hosting the show? How did I suddenly get so goddamn funny? It was inexplicable to me, because a year and a half, let's face it, is not enough time for a dude to learn how to be funny. Then it occurred to me, I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad. So yeah, I'm funny compared to, well, you'll see later. Okay, so let's recap. The bad news is, I'm still not funny. The good news is, the show blows. All right, folks, we got a bad show for you tonight. Dr. Dre, Snoop Doggy Dogg, and Eminem are here. We'll be right back.
Norm.
I actually have a pretty funny story that I think you'll enjoy.
Can I wait, Daniel? Can I ask this quickly?
Yep.
When you produced Norm's first segment for Letterman, was it a stand-up hit?
It was a stand-up, yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing, also, like I don't take any. There's no sort of like discovery here, because this was a guy who was. Everybody who saw him discovered him. He was. He just was way above everybody else in terms of his abilities.
Yeah, totally agree. So, sorry, tell us the story.
Well, the story is, I got to know Norm pretty well, and he liked to torture people. He liked to be a contrarian, but he also liked to sort of torture people. And he was, at the time, knowing that I was Rosie, and he'd come and visit me in my offices all the time. And Rosie was very popular. He would make tons of jokes about her, girth. Mm-hmm. And it really like hurt Rosie's feelings quite a lot. And she loved Norm, as did everyone. And I said, well, let me talk to him. He's a reasonable guy. He's a nice guy. And so I said to Norm, Norm, you could be on the show, on Rosie's show all the time, and you sort of broaden your net here a little bit and appeal to some women. And I think this could be a good thing for you. And I think you just have to stop making all the fat jokes about Rosie. And he said, no, you're right. And he agreed. And I told Rosie, who was like, really happy. And the next night, Norm went on Conan and, immediately started right in. And he said, this Rosie O'Donnell show is quite the phenomenon. And Conan sort of gamely agreed. And then immediately started, he said, have you seen there are all these flowers lining the hallway, their dressing room, which was true. There were. And Conan said, no, I know, it's amazing. And Norm said, I didn't know you could eat flowers. And
Jesus Christ.
And that was sort of that. That was like Norm was never on the show, and that was the end of that.
This is an exciting day here at 30 Rock. The Rosie O'Donnell show premiered today. And I was in its tapes at the same floor as Saturday Night Live on 8H. Mm-hmm. They had flowers sent. There was the whole... It's unbelievable. People must love her. There's flowers all along the entire 8H. Right. All flowers. They're sent by, there was one from Madonna, one from Elizabeth Taylor, Regis and Kathy Lee. I've never seen so many flowers. I didn't even realize you could eat flowers. I didn't even know that. But, no.
Hiya, Rosie. I'll be your pal.
That's
mighty neighborly of you, Norm.
No, she's
nice of you to eat all those flowers.
No,
Norm.
She's great. The show is great,
You're screwed now.
Rosie O'Donnell hates me, too, so...
Norm MacDonald in studio.
That was a long, dull story.
No, I liked it. And...
there was no interplay.
I'd like to hear why Rosie O'Donnell hates you as well. Not this second. We're going to take a break. Norm MacDonald here.
We talked earlier about your experience on The View. Now, well, you were there. Rosie O'Donnell was not there, but now she is. And yesterday, She sort of accused Oprah of being a little bit gay, discussing the road trip that Oprah took with her best friend Gayle King. This is from The View earlier this week.
I think that's very typical of gay relationships. Not saying they're gay, but you know, two women get together and after year 2, all you do is spoons. You know what I'm saying? No, it's really true. She's like, well, we're not having sex, Oprah. We're not gay. I'm like, well, you might be a little bit gay. You're just not doing it. You know what I mean? I mean, a little, a tiny bit. Yeah, but she's acting. I'm just like teeny tiny.
I'm saying it sounds like they did do it.
No, I don't think they did.
Okay.
You're saying you can be a little bit gay?
Well, I'm just saying they're very bonded. They talk to each other 5 times a day.
They should rename that show Cluster F. I don't know how it would work.
It's very odd for a gay person to insult a person by calling them gay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To slam them. Because I've had that with gay guys. They go, oh, you're probably gay, you know?
Yeah.
Well, they're not insulting you. Maybe they're giving you a compliment.
Insult? No, they say it as if, you know, because they say, like, guys that are homophobic are actually gay, which is insane.
Right.
And, but they'll say stuff like that.
No, it's funny when really fat guys...
And when Rosie O'Donnell says, like, oh, hey, they're not having sex. As far as I know, gay ladies cannot have sex.
Yeah, they can do...
They can just have pillow fights or whatever. You know, I mean, they can do what we do before we have sex.
Yeah, they can do what we can do.
Horseplay.
I think they call it foreplay.
I think they call it tomfoolery.
Well, Norris told us they've lost all interest in women.
Yeah, my dad used to say, knock it off, take it outside.
Now,
you guys going to be performing oral on each other? Take it outside.
You ever think about Rosie O'Donnell when you're doing it?
Good Lord.
No way, right?
Name some names.
Yeah, name some names of who you think about.
You know what Rosie O'Donnell would be good at giving?
What?
Really wide head.
Oh, that's funny. Does Rosie O'Donnell have the biggest head on the planet?
Yeah,
she really does. How much does her head weigh? Do you take a guess?
About her head weight?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that age-old argument, I'm not going to get into.
You're not even going to get into it.
Yeah.
I see. And she's on the new $100 bill. Did you see her picture? It's pretty wild.
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no. I need someone like you.
He says, let me ask you a question. It's 4th down and 1. You're at the 1-yard line. You have the choice. You can head it to O.J. Simpson, Jim Brown, or Emmett Smith. I'd go with Rosie O'Donnell.
I'm against cannibalism, you know. As you all know, as any of you know that follow me on the Google space, WW, I have gone across this country with my anti-cannibal stance, you know, talking to people from one side of this great nation to the other. Every year I put my toe in the Pacific and I travel this great land with my anti-cannibal message, you know? Mostly to young people. I try to educate the young people. You know, I go to the schools and I go, listen. You might think that you're going to be the cool guy because you eat a dude friend of yours, you know? And maybe you will for a couple of years, you know? Maybe you'll be the big man on campus. Oh, that's Jim. He ate a fella. But there's more to it than that. No, I use my time for you know what I do? I do a lot of charity work for things that people, I don't like arguing with people, you know, when they have another opinion than me. So what I do is I pick very popular opinions and then I work for those people. And what I was going to say was that as a anti-cannibal guy, it would never occur to me to do the same thing as she does with her tofurkey. I would not take all my delicious cheese sandwiches and fashion them into the shape of some old rotting corpse of some dude and then eat that. That would make it less tasty than the cheese sandwich itself, to me. Well, listen, it's easy to go around saying, hey, I'm against cannibalism. Oh, I'm anti-cannibalism. Look at me. I'm better than everybody else, you know. I know it's easy to say because I say it every day to people. But actually, when you think about it, you don't really know how you're going to, you know, how your cannibalism beliefs are going to stand up under when it comes up. Because you'll notice in life, cannibalism rarely comes up. There's always some cheese sandwiches around you can find, you know. But what about when you're in the Andes? No? Then all bets are off. You have to wrestle with your conscience because you're in the Andes. I don't even know why people go to the Andes, but they do. They go, hi, listen, travel agent, me and the wife, Ruth, you know Ruth, we're going, we got to get away from the kids again this year. We got to go to Ireland. We were hoping something on the other side of the Andes. Anything you got there? We just want to relax, lay on a hammock or something, and we want to go to a nice place that is separated from where we are now by the Andes. And got any small planes? We like flying in small aerofoils. In the dead of winter. You got anything like that? And they're like, yeah. So you get on the plane, and, you know, 20 minutes later, you crash into a mountain, you know, because everyone knows it's on the boarding pass. It says, layover, a mountain. No. So you crash into the mountain, and then, you know, you gotta wrestle with your conscience, you know, because, you know, you're down there, and the guy in 24E is looking pretty delicious. And so days turn into weeks, and weeks turn into months. Months, you know how time works, right? I don't have to explain everything. Then becomes now. So and then you have to wrestle with your conscience because you're like, my conscience. And your conscience is very, you know, if you don't want to wrestle with your conscience because, you know. So, although it's not as hard as wrestling with an actual wrestler, I find. If you have your choice between wrestling with your conscience and wrestling with a professionally trained wrestler, I'd take the conscience because it doesn't even have arms. And for wrestling, like the headlock is the biggest move. If you don't have arms. So anyways, you're wrestling with your conscience and you're like, oh man, should I eat that guy in 24E? I don't know. He looks pretty good, but I don't think it's right and all this stuff. And then time goes on and you get, and instead of just acting right away, which would probably be the smarter thing, you know, you wait way too long and months pass and then you go crazy and then you go after Frank, that's his name, in 24E, and you're just, you're so hungry now, you're tearing into him, you're like, Frank, blood all over you and everything, you know? Anyways, and that's the last, and this is what you don't want to happen at that point, is for the rescue plane to come over at that very moment, you know? Well, you're like, what the? They're like, we have hamburgers and hot dogs here on the plane, and delicious cheese sandwiches, everything you want here. You're like, what? It's a lot of snow.
And Albert Fish
was born on this day in New York City in 1870.
Who the fuck is Albert Fish?
What?
Who the fuck is Albert Fish?
Oh, Albert Fish?
I've never heard of that guy.
He was known as the Gray Man.
The Grain Man?
The Gray
the
Man.
Grain
The werewolf of Wisteria.
I
You know why he was known as the Gray Man? Because he was a serial killer. He slayed children and ate them. He's a cannibal. But when the police asked a woman to describe him, and she said he was gray in both appearances and demeanor. Very bad description.
This is like Arsenio when it was woo.
Yeah, woo.
But
anyways,
I'm pretending I know who Albert Gray is. I didn't.
No, Albert Fish.
Oh.
You're a New Yorker. So anyways, he was a child rapist and cannibal, as I explained.
When he says child
Jesus
rapist, you try not to
Christ.
laugh when he looks at you.
Oh,
There's
come
something
on, man. It's not funny.
I know it's not, but I know you want people to laugh. When
But
you say
Fish boasted that he had children in every state. Now, I would not boast about that. I don't think you would. I don't think you'd do it. But if you did do it, you certainly wouldn't boast about it. You'd take that to the grave with you. But he boasted.
Well, they say they
Anyways.
eventually all sing like a canary.
They do say that?
About murderers, right?
Yeah, they
brag to a
eventually want to be
friend.
caught,
When Norm bragged, sorry.
But Fish, this is interesting. Fish chose his victims. He only chose victims who were either mentally handicapped. Now, don't laugh at this next part, please.
But you know he wants you to, right?
No. If you laugh at this next part.
Okay. And I'm not gonna
Fish
drink
chose
water.
victims who were either mentally handicapped or African American. Oh, come on. Why would you think that's funny? God damn, Fred. Jesus Christ, that was the worst part of the story. Okay, but why do you think he did that? What would be the explanation? Why would he only attack? Why would his victims that he chose only be either mentally handicapped or African Americans?
Because people in those days didn't care when those people were vanished.
You're thinking like Albert Fish now.
And prostitutes. That's why they kill prostitutes.
Exactly. Nobody really cares about prostitutes.
Well, it's like that comedian that would rape people at comedy club. No, in colleges.
Yes, Vince Champ.
They
a
always
friend.
said his great gimmick was that people would think who did it, and they never, because he'd go on to another town and another college, but when people say, what about the comic?
Yeah. Maybe the worst gimmick a comic ever had. But anyways, but you were exactly right. That's why Albert Fish killed only mentally handicapped and African Americans.
What about, okay.
I thought you'd laugh at African Americans again, that they were.
No, because I know him. I know he'll do something. That's outrageous.
Well, it's kind of outrageous for you. But anyways, Fish tortured, mutilated, and murdered the youngsters. They were children. With a meat cleaver, a butcher knife, and a small hand saw.
Oh, Jesus.
God,
This is the topical portion?
Yeah.
This is the birthday.
And he solidified his reputation as the most vicious child slayer in criminal history.
Oh,
Though
you know who
barely literate, Fish wrote taunting letters to the parents of his victims, gruesomely detailing how he slayed, butchered, cooked, and then with great enjoyment dined on their offspring. He would inevitably declare that a child's roasted rump was the most toothsome dish in all of gastronomy. Additionally, Fish was a masochist. Get this. And he would insert wool doused with lighter fluid into his own anus and set it alight for his own enjoyment. Fish was finally arrested, and he immediately began confessing to killing 700 children.
Get out of here.
Yes. And he was dizzyingly happy about it. Smiled as he described the grisly details of the tortures and the murders, appearing to the detectives. And one of the detectives said he appeared as the devil himself. I mean, this guy was a real jerk.
Now I know there was no Albert Fish.
We're back with our remaining moments on Larry King Live. We bring two of the great talents, both formerly of Saturday Night Live, with us. David Spade is in Los Angeles. Norm MacDonald is here in New York. And now,
Hello, Norm.
Say hello to him.
Hi, David. David and I apparently are having some kind of feud. He left this message on my machine.
So what is this,
What is
David?
that? I
Did you
don't
not
know.
want to appear with him tonight?
Norm,
Come on, David. Tell us.
I wouldn't pay $300 to have my hair blow dry to be treated like this. No, your hair is great.
Do you feel, David, that the star spotlight has been taken away by you, by McDonald tonight?
No, I don't mind. It should be.
Oh, you...
Norm's my buddy. Norm's one of the best guys out there. I've been watching this whole show, laughing my head off. I don't think Larry knows that Norm's a little kooky. And he's got some funny stuff to say.
What do you make of that? He's accusing you of not having all the marbles.
Good Lord.
Not shocked.
Not having all the marbles? I'll tell you something about marbles. I haven't seen a kid play marbles for years. China Syndrome is a great rental.
He's doing my column now. Okay.
Of all the colors, blue is my favorite.
Stop that.
Where is John Stamos?
When do you two go to work together? Why don't you do a movie together?
We'd love to. We've been trying to for a long time, right, Dave? Yeah. Norm's one of the few super funny guys out there that I'm trying to keep up with. He's a blast, and whatever show gets him next will be in great shape.
Well, David, do you think he's going to do Weekend Update on the new Howard Stern show?
It seemed like that's what you told him. So.
It seems like that to me. I don't know why he's in some sort of denial over this.
Norm's a little tricky, but he's in demand, so I think they'll have him if he wants to do it. And
maybe Meet the Press will ask you to do it, and he'll come back then.
Meet the Press would be great. Tim Russert, right?
Yeah, you and Tim.
Me and Tim would be a great...
Load of laughs.
Oh, you guys lost me. He doesn't know who Tim Russert is. Anything about Tim Russert. He only knows supermodels. I get blank stares.
Yeah,
Hey, listen, Larry, you live next to me in Beverly Hills now. You knew Clampett. You're right next to me. Clampett. I just heard you're going to come by
don't give the address.
We're going to I know where you are. You're by Nate and Al's, and my house has a water wiggle out front, and you're going to have to come by and hang out with me. What is that?
What's a water wiggle?
That's his thing for a supermodel. What an idiot. You're going to be part of Neighborhood Watch with me, and you're going to hold up your end. I don't care if you're out of town a lot.
Where do you live, Norm?
I live in New York City.
Here, the Gotham.
Yeah, the Big Apple.
But I've seen you in L.A.
Yeah,
I saw you with Chris Farley in New York.
Yeah, I in
L.A.
Los Angeles, me and Chris Farley.
Yeah,
his story doesn't check out, does it, Larry?
No, so you
got some holes in it. I live in Los Angeles.
Good observation, Spade.
I'm bi-coastal. Get it out,
Bi-coastal,
Norm. Yeah. Bisexual. No, what are you doing, No, I'm kidding. I'm
We've had
kidding.
lots of admissions here tonight. Do you ever miss Saturday Night Live? Both the same question for both of you. David.
I miss hanging out with Norm and some other people there, but I don't miss how hard it was. It was a good 6-year run for me. It was fun.
But you don't miss doing the show?
I miss it in pieces. I'd like to host it, but right now, to do it every week is I'm too old now.
Norm?
I've only been gone like 1 week.
But you, unlike David, you were fired.
Yeah.
So distance is quicker to have. Do you miss it? All right, did you miss it last Saturday night? Did you watch it? You're stumbling.
I tell you something. I don't. Where I live, I don't get Saturday Night Live. You know what, Larry? They show. I watch Saturday Night Live, but I don't get it. Norm was at home with. Stop stepping on the joke. I don't know. I can't. Me and Larry are doing a little vaudeville here. I'm 2 minutes behind you on a tape delay.
David, what were you going to say?
I just heard the Siamese twins thing. No, I was saying that Norm sits home and there's just montage music and you hear the road is long. And he's watching 6 TVs in his house. I used to, when I did the show, I'd always take off right after updates so I could watch the rest of the show at home. You know.
Really?
Yeah, because, they want you to stay till the end so you can wave, because everybody waves.
You're not a waver.
Well, it's odd because sometimes the show sucks. And then at the end of the show, you're out waving like a jackass. But Norm, sometimes at the first 3 years I was never on, and I had to count that as a sketch.
David, thanks very much. Norm, thanks very much.
Thanks, Larry.
I want to thank Larry
guys.
King for hosting this earlier.
Yeah, Larry
Very
was
good.
great.
Thanks for joining us. See you Monday night. Good night.
don't you? No, just thinking, you know, because they have that Viagra thing out.
Yeah.
And the other day, you know, Bob Dole came right out and said
he was one of the first.
Yeah. And you know, you don't want to hear about Bob Dole's cock, you know. I mean, President Clinton's cock, Bob Dole's cock. What the hell? But mostly, an old man like that, an old man. You don't want him to have a super hard cock. You know what I mean?
Why?
Why? Because an old man, you want him to be got a pipe going, a newspaper, the dog at his feet there.
Well, that in some corners is considered pipe.
Oh. But now they're going to have to create some goddamn pill that makes women aroused at the sight of a fucking 70-year-old dude with a super hard cock. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. This Viagra. It's insane. And you know what it's for? Impotent people. All right, it's for impotent guys. So get this. I read this. The pill can make your cock hard for 4 hours.
Right.
So now, who has the 4-hour hard cock? The impotent guy. The rest of us are fucked. Me and you got our regular cocks. Meanwhile, fucking Spade is, you know.
Defer to Spade.
Oh, man. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it coming.
Dude, I know you didn't. He brought it all around and then a vicious rib kick into his best friend's gut.
Once there's too much cock talk, I try to just zone out for a minute until it goes back the other way.
If there's too much cock talk, this guy has fevered nightmares all night. Dreams, I mean, like sweaty, fevered dreams from the cock talk that's been all over his head.
Why bury me twice? He's killing me.
No, he's a good man.
That erased it. All right.
No, he's a good man.
Who cares?
After all that, that's the whiteout he puts on.
Yeah, I know, it's awesome.
After he talks about you doing chin-ups on cock for 18 minutes. He goes, no, he's a good guy.
If you're gay, he's a completely straight guy. He gets a lot of ladies. You know that about him with the ladies.
Don't say ladies.
Women, girls.
Okay, thank you. Ladies, what are we, fucking on an FM station here?
He's Don Cornelius.
But these gay guys, man, I was reading, you know about
these gay guys.
I haven't even said hi yet. All right. Tell me what it is with these gay guys.
I know, I'm already.
I just read this thing about the George
You're reading
Michael.
a lot, aren't you?
Yeah, I got a little time off. Now I read the newspaper. And this really strikes me about the gay community. I don't know if they're a community, but
called West Hollywood.
Yeah, they're gay, and it's, you know, George Michaels. He hangs around the bathroom. He has sex with multiple guys. This is
no way. You got to get it right. Hangs around the bathroom, and it was described as a lewd behavior, but I don't remember sex with numerous guys.
Well,
is that what you took away from it?
What does he do?
What were you, in the next stall?
I could have been just having a nice bathroom regular thing.
I don't know what lewd behavior is, but I don't know that he was in there with numerous guys. But anyway, go ahead. We get the gist of it.
This is definitely a gay thing, because this is a pop superstar. You know what I mean? You're not going to walk into a bathroom and all of a sudden Farrah Fawcett's like, ah, you know? You're not going to...
What? I love it.
What I'm saying is, why would a famous
what was she doing? Was there some sort of cervical belt sander thing, or what was that? Oh, Christ, what are you, Linda Blair?
They do. That's what they do. Right?
That's what ladies that I know do. But
good to know that primetime exposure's paying dividends there.
But I think that's what it is. It's that the gay, that's why they have separate bathrooms. Let's face it. If they had women and, women, as you call them, I call them ladies. If you had them in the same bathroom,
like Ally McBeal.
Like you go in the bathroom to do your business, see a man about a dog there, you know, and you're in the bathroom. You're in the bathroom. All of a sudden, a beautiful lady comes out. Oh, here's my vagina and breasts. You're going to be hanging out at that bathroom a lot. So I don't blame anybody for anything.
Can you believe Olmeyer didn't get him?
We're all the same, man.
Have you ever met Omar since then?
Don Ohlmeyer I met once, yeah, after he fired me.
Yeah.
Then I went and visited him in his office, which it wasn't an office I've never seen. It was like a wet bar and a bunch of weird sports trophies. He's a big sports guy, you know.
Yeah.
So he explained it to me what happened, but he did it all with sports stuff, you know. Like you said, man, you see, you're the number 3 hitter, but now you're going to be number 8. And then later on, Ken Griffey will show up. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And then I said, well, Christ, man, what the hell am I supposed to do? And he goes, I don't know, just walk it off, you know. And
I'll put it in sports terms why you got fired. You were fucking with OJ too much. That's exactly why you were fired, man.
Well, I don't know.
That's his buddy.
Yeah, it's his buddy.
Yeah, well, that's why you got canned.
OJ's a good guy. I mean, he's not...
Well, we got to end on that, Normie, but there's what they'll remember you by. OJ's a good guy.
Man,
Thanks for coming on. Norm MacDonald and David Spade. Stick around.
You know, on your last show, I came out as a deeply closeted gay man.
Yeah.
And I'm not gay. But David, on one time, and this is a true story, and Dave, you'll attest to this, bought me a beautiful leather jacket.
Oh, that's right.
Well out of my price range. Now, I'm no one to take charity.
You're doing like a Mark Twain one-man show. All alone in the back. What do we got? I'm not one to take charity.
I'm saying I sucked him off.
Surprise ending.
You're making me out to be Hal Holbrook over here.
It's amazing how, like, some of your friends, like, you know, seriously, like those guys who came out of Saturday Night Live, like Sandler, you, Chris Rock. There's a lot of guys who sort of all of a sudden are like real big players.
Doing
Norm.
well,
Norm got his own TV show.
Norm's doing well. What?
What?
Do you hang out with Norm, or is it impossible?
It's pretty impossible because he's crazy.
He is.
In L.A., I call him and he goes, I go, what happened last week? I called you to go on. You called me? And I go, yeah. On my phone? I go, yeah. And he goes, oh, yeah, I got that. I go, you didn't call me back? No.
And he's serious.
Yeah, he's crazy.
And yeah, I know. Like, I have him on the show.
I love him, though. He's the funniest guy around. I think you need to be kind of crazy to be really funny.
He is very funny. I love him, too. And he has a gambling problem, you know.
Yeah.
He was telling us how
secret.
He was all excited that he had $80,000. He won $80,000 in Vegas, but he had lost like $100,000 on basketball.
Right. And that's on nickel slots. That's how serious he is.
Did you always know he had a gambling problem?
Mm-hmm.
You did. When did you know that? At Saturday Night Live?
I first knew he had a pee in a bottle problem.
Right.
Remember that? You always talk about
Yeah, it's great.
And then I
Does he still save his urine? Do you know?
I don't know. He used to put it in Ziploc baggies, sign it, and send it to fans.
Is that true?
No.
Oh.
But he did. He would take, after Saturday Night Live, they give you a car, a limousine, if you want to go to the party, and he would take it to Atlantic City.
Really?
He's a hard ass. He's hardcore, dude. I
know he'll even get into fist fights.
And then he'll stay at a table for hours and hours.
What do you think of that?
I feel lucky.
And then you don't even know if he's married or single. It's never really clear.
I don't know, but I know girls like him. He's you know, when you're that something's that wrong, they pick up on it and like it.
They like the tragedy of that.
Fixer-upper, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna make him a regular guy.
Right, but it never worked.
Because David always wore like cool jackets to get girls or whatever.
Did it work? Behind the scenes of that.
Yeah, David gets girls like crazy.
Heather Locklear.
Yeah, like insanely
Name one.
beautiful
It's
girls.
because funny guys are attractive. Yeah. Funny's hot.
You've done a lot of impressions. Funny.
Most
Look at him.
awkward
He's like,
come
really?
on I've ever heard in my life.
All I can say for sure is this, that it works this way with women. If there's one dude who beds a Kardashian and a Paris Hilton, he'll then get to, and a Lindsay Lohan, he'll get to mow through other Hollywood hot chicks.
Like David Spade is that guy.
Yeah, David Spade is that guy.
And I would say he's more, because Warren Beatty was always the gold standard, but Spade doesn't have the looks of Warren Beatty.
He's the aw shucks rapist.
Rapist?
Well, I don't know why you brought up rapist.
My Lord.
No, what
God.
I'm saying is Spade has quietly mowed through the entire bevy of blondes in this town, but he does it in a sort of unassuming way.
Yeah, Spade is an interesting character because he's outside of Hollywood. He makes fun of it, and yet he's deeply inside of Hollywood.
Balls deep, a lot.
Yeah,
many would argue.
No, but he'll be on red carpets, and I went out with him one time. He's like, "Let's go to a bar." We go to a fucking bar, and then people let us in, which is horrible. Like past everybody,
right?
You go, let those guys in.
Yeah, there goes Spade and his bodyguards. His haggard bodyguard.
He's haggard, is right.
So you and David Spade are walking into a bar.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was saying that?
Yeah.
So we go into the bar, so it's packed with people, and I don't like a lot of people now. And then you get a little fucking plastic drink, and you drink it, and then Spade goes, let's get out of here. And I'm like, what? And I don't even want to be there, and you're an inch from somebody's face, and so then we go to another bar. He does the exact same thing.
Right.
Let's get out of here. So he just goes places and exits. But
I think there's a power. I think there's a certain power in leaving.
Yeah, I guess there is.
Yeah.
But with women, he plays the long game. Like he's always texting them. He doesn't bed them the night he meets them.
Mm-mm.
Like a year later.
Right.
But he's got so many on
He fucks them in the bathroom. Yeah, but not on a bed. Never on a bed.
Wait, no.
I hear what you're saying. I'm reading between the lines.
I can't talk about Dave. Now it's going to sound like I'm saying that about David.
No. What he does is he quietly, here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm saying. If you had a list of the famous coxmen of the town with the Warren Beattys of the world and the Wilt Chamberlains and stuff like that, somewhere in the 13th spot would be David Spade.
Absolutely.
And everyone would go, how do you get on this list? A cute little blonde guy?
I'd
What
put
are you
him
talking
way
about?
farther up than that. Way farther up. I'd put him maybe number one.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
In terms of sheer numbers.
Quietly goes about his business.
Yes, he does. And
until we start talking about it.
I know, we shouldn't. But he's very self-deprecating about it. But he also, he knows everything that a young girl knows. Like that beautiful 20-year-old. He can talk to them about keeping up with the Kardashians and whatever the hell.
Right.
And then, if I try to talk to a young girl, I go, you ever watch Matlock? It wouldn't work. But he has the same exact interest that they do.
Yeah.
So it really works,
Yeah.
Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but you tell me, because you're a gay guy. But I go into a gym. I go into workout. You know what I mean? I want to work out and I want to get my pecs and lats and shit like that, right? You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But then I go into the locker room. Now, the last thing I want to see there is some guy's fucking hot, beautiful asshole.
But anyways, I went to my trainer. God, I don't work out. I'm a weak man. You know that, Dennis.
Well, listen, you and I were on the Mount Olympus of weakness.
And not just physically.
No, in every way.
In every single way. So I told the guy that, and he said he couldn't do anything except for the physical part. But I don't know if he was the best trainer anyway. He was smoking a butt the whole time.
No, that's not good.
That's just a joke. He was a big guy. And but I told him, I said, look, I don't want be big like you. I don't want veins. I have no use for that in my arms, or abs. I don't want abs. I don't even know quite what they are. All I know is they were invented around the 80s. And I don't even know what you do when you get them. You know what I mean? Because you got to wear a shirt. You just go to work and go, hey, you want to see these things on my belly? Everybody's like, no. But so I told the guy, I said that I'm here for one reason and one reason only. I want to have one hot ass. But this guy explained to me, it was horrible. First he puts me on a treadmill, and they really should give that a better name too, a treadmill. It's so. And it's exactly what it is. You're just you just
you're like a beast of burden at that point.
Yeah, just trudging. You get real tired and you go nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I get enough of that in my real life.
Me too.
Yeah. Sure. Then he puts me on one of those weight machines, you know.
Yeah. Which weight machine exactly? Free weights or some sort of?
No, it's a real modern gym.
Oh, I see.
With the machines, I can't explain all of this because I've only been.
It's just your first day, right? Mm-hmm.
But it was a thing where I had to push up, you know, real hard with my arms, you know, these weights, plates, you know.
Who needs it?
And so I hit the wall after about 1, right? And the guy wanted me to do 20, you know. So he's like, "You can do it, you can do it," you know. So I proved him wrong. So my arm hurts. That's the long and the short of it. Then it is that my arm hurts. So I'm not.
Why only one? Why only one arm?
I don't know. That's an interesting question. But it's the back. It's not the bicep. You know.
No.
It's the opposite one. Mm-hmm. And as they said in the Friends of Eddie Coyle, it hurts like a bastard.
Now, do you feel comfortable jumping into the common shower after a workout at a health club, Norman? Or is that something you'd be comfortable with, or no?
No. You know, listen, if I go to a gym, I go to a gym to work out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I don't like that thing where you go into the thing and everybody's naked, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I go there, I just want to get in, towel off, and go out. You know, the last thing I want to do is stare at some guy's beautiful ass for 20 minutes, you know?
We've got a theme here today.
I know, It is leaning heavily on that word.
Well, there's a narrative. There's a through line.
You know what I mean? Like, I go there, I do the curls, I do this thing here.
Literally doing
that gets the chest, and I go like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the fucking locker room hiding behind a fucking thing, staring at the guy's beautiful balls from behind, you know what I mean? I got no time for that shit. I went to Brokeback Mountain, and I thought it was a Western. Fucking tell me it's a Western. No, I'm not. Watching it, and I'm like, where's the guy? I want to see a guy with a white hat and a guy with a black hat, and I want to see them shooting each other up in front of the saloon, you know? Last thing I want to see is a close-up of a beautiful hot cock slipping into an asshole. Now, they didn't show that in the movie, but why not? If they're going to make a movie, make it right.
It's nobody's business but ours.
It's a one-shot thing we got going on here.
You know, it could be like this always.
So I want to be in the back cheering, go, go, Sheriff. You'll get the fucking townsfolk behind you. You know, when it really comes down to it, I don't want to be fucking whacking off on some fucking guy in front of me and come all over him, and then he's got to come all over him, and then he's young, and then who's the homophobe, right? This guy is so fucking unsure of his sexuality. He's mad at me because I jizzed all over his face. Remember in the gay marriage debate, right? And the Republicans, they would have their debate, and the guy would go, well, what's next? If there's gay marriage, then there's next thing, you know, there's going to be, guy marrying 6 women, you know what I mean? Like a polygamy. And then and then people would go, well, that's not the gay people would go, that's not, but what the fuck's wrong with polygamy? Maybe that statement will not look good in history.
All right, so you're back. You got to do Wise Guys last time you were in Utah. Last time you were on the show, and Utahns were like, "Woo, Norm."
Yeah, they went crazy, man. I found myself a beautiful, 3 beautiful wives when I was here.
Good. I'm glad we could do that for you.
Do you do a lot of Utah humor?
No, I
do you
just
add
read,
that into your show?
No, I just was reading in the paper today. It said polygamist charged with sex crime. And when I was young, it would be a man charged with polygamy. You know what I mean? So we've come a long way.
Utah's a changing.
You think if you were a polygamist, you wouldn't have time for any other stuff.
Yeah, you'd be a busy guy. You are busy.
Well, I think when it's two consenting adults, I try not to judge. Or 6. Or 6 or 12 or whatever it is.
So
as long as there's
polygamy is
obviously.
okay?
Well, I would guess, and I'm pulling this out of my ass, that people that are into polygamy are tired of people thinking that is part of molesting children. I would imagine there's people that are in the polygamy that know how egregious that is. They don't want to be associated with it. And I would imagine that's upsetting for them.
Wait,
when people
are you
lump
saying
it.
polygamy is...
I'm guessing. I don't know.
Know that in this day, nobody's gonna change. You won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me. And I might act okay, say things will stay the same. Say I'm all I need.
With your show at Wise Guys Tonight, do you focus mostly on impressions, or is it you feed off the audience? What can people expect
I
when
just
they come
talk
to the
to
show tonight?
I just talk to the audience and whatever's going on in the. I'll probably go home and watch the TV and see what news is going on. I'll probably listen to you guys, find out what news is going on, so I can talk about it tonight and figure it out.
Do you ever get stumped standing up there like you don't know what direction to go next?
Oh yeah, I blank out all the time. Like I talk for a while, and everything's going well, and then all of a sudden nothing is in my head except for a big jelly roll, like when I dream of jelly rolls. You guys like jelly rolls?
They're good, yeah. Yeah, but don't dream about them.
Yeah, I know. I went to a psychiatrist once. I think he thought I was a moron, but he goes, can you describe your dreams for me? I'm like, I dream about jelly rolls. He goes, what else? I go, that's it. And he was like, what? He made like a weird face that a psychiatrist is not supposed to make.
So you know you're eat jelly rolls as a kid, or that's like your favorite treat now?
No, it's like, it brings me great peace. Like right now, if I close my eyes, jelly rolls will start floating in front of the back of my eyelids.
Okay, close your eyes. Think
All right.
jelly rolls while we talk about where you are tonight, Friday. It is Wise Guys Comedy in West Valley. So you're close by. How are the jelly rolls going? They floating?
Yeah, they're beautiful.
What flavor is it? Strawberry?
No.
Raspberry?
Oh, there's always raspberry jelly rolls.
Raspberry. Friday, November 6th, 8 and 10. And you're not here tomorrow night, right? Just tonight? So
No,
you
I'm
need
just
me
going
to
to be
catch
here
you?
tonight.
Catch you while you're here.
Pardon me?
So get tickets and get there tonight.
Or not. Whatever you like.
Oh. I'm trying to help you out, Norm. I'm selling it for you.
No, but I don't want people to, listen, I don't want people to show up at my show if their great aunt has walking pneumonia.
That's probably she'll good survive. advice. It's okay.
Nah, stay with your great aunt. Give her the love, I'll
Well,
be
with swine
fine.
flu going around, you may not have an audience if you keep up that. So, all right.
I'll be fine.
All right, so check out Norm tonight at Wise Guys in West Valley.
Thanks, Norm. All
Thank you, guys.
Up next, we are talking how to get your lawn looking green in the spring with Joy. We'll be right back.
It was like, he was kind of like the Bob Dylan of comedy. He was doing lyrics and words and phrases that nobody else in comedy was using. And it wasn't that he told jokes as much as just told stories in a funny way and had a just funny inflection.
He said from the beginning in '93 when he did stand-up, he would call the TV the TV.
The TV.
Who else do you know who says the TV?
Oh, I know who you're talking about, Bob Dylan.
Right.
Because I got to meet Bob Dylan once, and I was backstage with our guitarist Jimmy Vivino at a Bob Dylan show, and suddenly I got literally pushed into a room where there was some, heavy-hitting people in there. I did not consider myself, nor do I still, one of those, but I got pushed in, and I got kind of shoved to the front of this line, and there's Bob Dylan. And he looked right at me and he went, I know you from the TV. And I remembered that in my head, he calls the television the TV with the emphasis on T. And then Norm, all these years, used to say, it's the TV.
Now, Norm is a giant Dylan fan.
I didn't know that.
Enormous Dylan fan. And sometimes in his material, I feel like there's...
I think that's just Minnesota and Canada. Bob Dylan's from Minnesota.
Yep.
So you're hearing a guy from Minnesota, and you're hearing a guy from Canada, and you're hearing just a North American, the TV,
Right.
Because that Canadian guy also says, I'm not a hobo, I mean, those are all old crusty white manisms, you know, very Canadian, very upper northern, you know, U.S.
Well, here's an interesting fact, and I don't think it's been out there publicly, but Dylan was a fan of Norm's and invited him to his house.
Oh, wow.
And Norm was at Dylan's Malibu house for like 2 days.
Wow.
Wow. Spent the night.
Slept there.
Wow.
And
you want coffee?
What do you want to watch on the TV?
Who wants
I don't
waffles?
know. What do you want to watch on the TV? Let's both watch the TV. Finally, I found someone who. Who says it right.
You want to play volleyball?
But he told me about this, and it was an interesting experience. But he never talked about it publicly, which shows you, first of all, what a thrill that must have been for this guy who grew up a Dylan fan. But he talked about almost everything. You know, ask Bob Uecker. Yeah. He didn't keep much secret, but he never really talked about Dylan, and it just shows you how much he did.
Right, he didn't trade off of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Any other comedian could have turned that into like a whole special, you know. Yeah, you dirty dog. He called people you dirty dog, yeah. Like what? You know, what is that? Who talks that way?
And I'm just an old chunk of coal, and I like Merle. So I was there for Merle, but I stayed for Bob Dylan, and he was kind of it was like you were saying, you couldn't understand what songs he was singing. And but anyways, halfway through the concert, all of a sudden, because he doesn't talk to the audience or something, all of a sudden he started talking to the audience, and he said, Ringo, 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 about 45 times. So everyone was sort of in shock, and finally a light went into the audience, and it was Ringo Starr was sitting there with some lady, and then he's all uncomfortable. He's like, Ringo! So he said it about 12 more times.
Did you meet him?
Bob Dylan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him. What happened was, I was going to finish my Ringo story.
Oh, I'm sorry, Norm. I'm sorry. Ringo!
Ringo! So anyways, he said, Ringo, like a whole bunch of times, and then he said, any songs you want to hear, Ringo? And then Ringo Starr said, I don't know, do you know any Bob Dylan songs?
Do I?
For this story?
Yeah.
Yeah, so name one.
Tangled Up in Blue.
Yeah, so he said, Ringo goes, well, how about Tangled Up in Blue? He goes, I already did that one.
He just didn't understand that he was doing Tangled Up in Blue.
No one understood anything. But, yeah, I did meet him, but I don't know him because I'm in the country. I'm in the outlaw country.
I went and saw Bob Dylan in concert. And he just has complete contempt for the audience. Yeah. And you can't even understand the fucking songs. But Ringo Starr was in the audience. Uh-huh. So Dylan, like, recognizes him, like, halfway through the concert. Yeah. He just stops the song and he goes, Ringo! Ringo! He just keeps saying Ringo. He said it about 9 times, right? So finally, like, a spotlight goes on Ringo Starr. Yeah. And he's all embarrassed and everything. He's like, Ringo, what's up? Like, he's not even on stage, you know? He's just talking to Ringo Starr. So, but everybody thinks it's pretty cool. Yeah. So anyways, finally, Dylan, like, snaps at him and he goes, I gotta go back and do this thing. He called it a thing. He goes, I gotta go back and do this thing. He goes, any song you want to hear? And then, like, Ringo Starr goes, Maggie's Farm. And then he goes, we already did that one. And everyone was fucking laugh because you literally can't recognize his songs. Right. But I understand what he's doing because it's like, let's say you told a story to someone, and then the guy said, hey, tell it to this other guy. Then you're going to change the story because you're not going to say the exact same words. You feel like a jackass. So that's what Dylan seems to do in his art. Yeah. He goes, yeah, I'll do the song, but I'll change it all around, mess it up, see what it sounds like. I was just thinking, you know, Bob Dylan plays the guitar, right? You're a musical guy.
A little bit, yeah.
He plays the guitar, you know. And then he plays the harmonica. The harmonica's around his neck, so he'll play the guitar, and then he'll go into the harmonica. Man's considered a genius, I think, by everyone.
Yeah.
In and out of music. Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, he's beyond music in the same way that Ali
poet.
is beyond.
A poet.
Yeah, he's a poet.
Yeah.
He's our poet.
Like Muhammad Ali, who was also
like
a poet.
Ali, yeah. So anyways, but the thing is, he plays, what I'm saying is he plays the guitar and then he plays the harmonica, and that's a very talented man, you know, you think. But then, if the guy puts like cymbals between his feet, if he's a one-man band, then they're like, look at that retard. He's way more talented. That guy's way more fucking talented. He does like 8 at the same time.
Where did that come from just now? I mean,
we were talking about doing 2 things at once.
Right.
Chance to be free. If you wanna keep your glow, even if you have to go, like a blossom living free. If you chop it off, you'll keep it for a while, then it dries away. The shades will fade, no matter how hard you.
Across the Great Plains, harsh weather and hungry boll weevils are the cause of one of the worst cotton harvests in years. Or so the Germans would have us believe. Last Sunday's National Hockey League game between the Buffalo Sabres and the Tampa Bay Lightning was postponed due to record snowfall in Buffalo. Or so the Germans would have us believe. This year's lack of snow in Alaska could help generate a surplus of moose next year, because deep snow makes it harder for moose to search for food, which leaves them more vulnerable to wolves. Or so the Germans would have us believe. In Fort Pierce, Florida, many Bell South customers will no longer pay long-distance phone rates for nearby calls, but will instead be charged with a flat rate of 25 cents. Or so the Germans would have us believe. In Little Rock, Arkansas, a consumer group is proceeding with a petition drive to get a proposal on the November ballot that would exempt food from state sales tax. Or so the Germans would have us believe. In St. Louis, archaeologists will use special radar on nearby landfills in an effort to find the 70-foot axle from a Ferris wheel, which was the centerpiece of the 1904 World's Fair. Or so the Germans would have us believe. And finally, last year, German Shepherds were rated the nation's most effective police dogs by far, sniffing out more than $100 million worth of illegal drugs. Or so the German Shepherds would have us believe. After numerous requests, the National Institute of Health has finally granted funds to the University of New Mexico in order to test mice for the deadly hantavirus. Although I'm sure the government would have acted a lot sooner if instead of mice, the hantavirus was killing off rich white guys. And in Brunswick, Maine, an outbreak of the deadly canine parvovirus has led to the local Humane Society killing many of its dogs. Gee, I wonder if the Humane Society would kill off victims of canine parvo if instead of dogs, they were rich old white guys. Wildlife officials in Maryland say that increased hunting will be necessary to control the state's black bear population. Gee, I wonder if hunting would be the answer if instead of overpopulation of black bears, there were an overpopulation of rich old white men. Yeah. Yeah. Then I wonder.
I saw Jimmy Brogan one time, and he was like you, he wouldn't curse.
Right.
And heckled mercilessly at the Laugh Factory. And so the guy was like, "You fucking cocksucker." He's like, "Very nice, sir. Yeah, very good, yeah. Do you talk to your mother like that? Yeah, why do you suck my cock, you fucker?" Very nice, yeah. Good. Good for you, then.
That's a funny way to handle that, isn't it?
Sometimes I was a little blue on stage.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I just try to avoid Jimmy. Because he'd seek me out and go, "You know, you're a funny guy. You got some good jokes. You don't have to do that."
That's a funny impression.
That one time, Michael Richards, this was before the catastrophe.
Yeah.
And he said, "I'm going to go across the country." He would walk on stage and fall and hit it, and the funniest thing I've ever seen. And then he'd start talking about the Bible. And then he said to me, he goes, "I'm going to go around the country. Do you think a man could live inside a whale?" I go, "I don't, you shouldn't talk about that." The only guy I can really do is Richard Nixon. He's being interviewed by David Frost.
Right.
And you know, they made a movie where they pretended David Frost
Frost
won,
Nixon.
but in the real tapes, Nixon won, you know, clearly.
Right.
But anyways, it was very funny because Nixon would use the ridiculousness of Watergate against his interlocutor.
Right.
And so David Frost was interviewing Richard Nixon.
Right.
Because Watergate was so ridiculous, Nixon would use that for his own benefit. So at one point, David Frost goes, "Now, Mr. Nixon, when E. Howard Hunt and Gordon Liddy entered the Watergate hotel and broke into the room, at that moment, they were carrying listening devices and wigs." Richard Nixon goes, "Well, I suppose that they were carrying listening devices. Perhaps you could call them hearing devices."
And wigs. Says now when Howard Hunt and G. Gordon Liddy broke into the Watergate Hotel, they were wearing wigs and listening devices. And Richard Nixon goes, well, I suppose you could say they were wearing listening devices, or perhaps you'd call them hearing devices. And wigs.
I never knew that you had such a flair for impressions. They're really, really good impressions.
I don't do impressions, but I just...
And the Jimmy Brogan, I've never seen anybody do Jimmy Brogan. That was great. I love the Jimmy Brogan.
I went to Rodney Dangerfield's club when I was in Century City in Los Angeles. He opened one.
Yeah.
For a short time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so the comics would come up, and then after the comics came up, he'd come up. And he'd be wearing his pajamas half the time.
Right, yeah.
And so he'd take questions from the audience. And it was funny because most of the questions were jokes, but then suddenly he'd be honest. So they'd go, how's your dog? Oh, you kidding, Vinny Moomba, last week he said he had 4 cases of VD. He's all right now, But it's like, how's your dating life going, Rodney? Are you kidding,
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind. And still in line.
This is what I saw one time. It was the day he got married. He stopped at the Improv to do a set. His wife was in a wedding dress, and he introduced her.
Come on.
Yeah, he said, they give her a hand. I just got married, all right, okay? And the woman stands up in a fucking wedding dress, and everyone claps, and then he goes, she's no prize. He goes, she says, we have so much in common. I said, I don't like to suck dick. And now she sits down. It's her wedding day. But anyways, so I see Rodney, and he's taking questions from the audience. And so they ask him about his doctor. So he says, Vinny Boombas is doing all right. Asked about his kids. Nothing, no respect at all. He says, one guy says, when are you going to do your next movie? You tell me, you cocksucker, motherfuckers. Everyone's like, what? Motherfuckers won't give me a movie after fucking Harry Basil. Are you kidding me?
Like her. Another terrific impression. Fantastic. I love it.
Now, Norman, you're an inventive guy. Which of the current batch of inventions has tickled your fancy? What do you like?
Henry Ford just invented the assembly line there,
Right.
Yeah,
I heard
and that
him.
was good because he wanted, not just rich people, but anyone to drive over and see his cock.
Is there any other one that's caught your fancy?
There's Alexander Graham Bell.
Yeah.
He invented the telephone.
Right.
So he could call people up, tell them to come on over and see his cock, because he was tired of yelling it out the window.
So,
Hey,
theme development.
check out my cock.
So, Norm, I hear you just got back from New York City. What's happening in Gotham?
Oh, my God. Well, the big thing is the new Empire State Building. Have you seen this?
I've heard. I have not seen yet.
Oh, it's crazy. What I'm interested in is the original architect's blueprint,
Yes.
It called for the building to be painted flesh tone, Dennis, with a large rounded head so the architect could lie on the street and pretend he had a 1,000-foot cock. Frank Lloyd Wright, more like Frank Lloyd Cock.
So, Norm, tell me, what's your take on this whole Cold War thing?
Well, my brother works down at the UN, right? And you remember last week when Khrushchev was banging his shoe on the table?
Crazy bastard.
Yeah. So my brother was sitting beside him, and Khrushchev, he accidentally slips, and my brother gets hit right in the cock.
With the shoe?
Yeah, by Khrushchev's shoe. So my brother turns to him, he says, hey, you hit me in the cock again, you dirty commie, I'll bury you.
So what's been happening, man?
Oh, man, I dropped acid the other week. That is bizarre stuff.
Really?
Yeah, my cock started singing to me. Kind of like Joe Cocker.
stood for something other than just being Mexico's bitch. I say if President Clinton 296 doesn't snap us out of this downward spiral we're in, we dump his gay ass. Next election process, we clone Jesse Ventura again, bring him back. Hey, Norm.
Hey, you know what I think they should put on the dark side of the moon?
What?
Vast fields of bioengineered hydroponically grown cock. Yeah, you know, like a backup supply just in case our earthbound supply of cock might run out one day.
No cock tucked away for a cocky day.
Exactly. Look at my head, man. It looks like a cock.
It does.
Cock. 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 That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
I had a look at your Twitter feed. First of all, what do you like about Twitter? Because you're pretty good on it.
I like Twitter because you can just think of stupid things and then immediately force them on people.
What was?
I didn't know you could do a bunch of stupid things. I did because Twitter came out, I guess, a long time ago, and I thought it was people like celebrities going, "Hey, I'm eating an egg over at this restaurant, an egg restaurant or something." You know? That's what I thought it was about. So I said, "Well, that seems stupid." But then my buddy was telling me, "No, you can just write stupid jokes," and and so I do that. And then the fun part is you read the comments and everyone hates you.
Well, what was the line you had about Gaddafi?
Gaddafi was the poisonous tyrant Muammar Gaddafi, the psychopath, is missing. Geez, I hope he's all right. Sometimes people get mad at me for a tweet. It's bizarre. And sometimes it's like a real, benign one. You know, that's when they're usually most mad. And I remember one time, I just had watched Soylent Green, you know?
Yeah.
So I tweeted, I didn't know Soylent Green was people. Like, I've watched that movie 10 times. And a guy just told me Soylent Green was people, you know? And people got so mad, everybody's typing, they're like, "What are you, an idiot? Of course it's Soylent Green is people," you know?
Here's another tweet. You said, "I'm going to die one day. That's what really kills me." And
that's a good tweet.
That was one of yours.
I like that one.
Academy Awards were on, so I said, "Oh fuck, I'll just watch the Academy Awards and I'll tweet all the time, all the way through the Academy Awards." And it was so fucking fun.
You liked it.
Oh my god!
You got hooked. Were you vicious to the people up there? Did you find the Academy Awards boring?
They were the worst fucking Academy Awards ever.
Ever, right?
Yeah.
And did you write that? Were you honest with the people?
A couple of times, I had a couple of ones that were maybe mean. Like I said, I think I said by the time this is starting to drag. By the time the dead guy montage fucking shows up, Kirk Douglas will be in it.
What was the line you had about Gaddafi?
Gaddafi was the poisonous tyrant Muammar Gaddafi, the psychopath, is missing. Geez, I hope he's all right. Sometimes people get mad at me for a tweet. It's bizarre. And sometimes it's like a real, benign one, you know? That's when they're usually most mad. And I remember one time, I just had watched Soylent Green, you know?
Yeah.
So I tweeted, I didn't know Soylent Green was people. I've watched that movie 10 times. And a guy just told me Soylent Green was people, you know? And people got so mad, everybody's typing, they're like, "What are you, an idiot? Of course it's Soylent Green is people," you know?
Here's another tweet. You said, "I'm going to die one day. That's what really kills me." And
that's a good tweet.
That was one of yours.
I like that one.
I don't know what it is with that voice of yours. When I read your tweets,
Everybody that
my
I talk to
tweets?
also reads
That's so
them
fucking
in
weird.
Norm's voice.
Yep.
And it makes it that much funnier. Everybody started, during the Oscars, we all start tweeting our shit during the Oscars, past Oscars. And one of my buddies, Travis, actually retweeted and said, you gotta follow Norm MacDonald. And I'm like, I didn't even know you were on or shit, so I started following you. And they were hilarious. Like the funny thing, when are you going to thank the computer? Every fucking tweet. When are you going to thank the computer? Just shit like that is stuff that no one else was tweeting. It's out of your mind shit.
I just found out about that Twitter shit.
It's great, and you got so many followers really quickly, and didn't have to pull a Charlie Sheen with it. It was just funny shit, man.
But when you go to hit the send, you fuck for a second. You go wait, like because it's just off the top of your head,
and it's right there, yeah. And
I don't do drugs or alcohol, thankfully, because I'm sure guys could really fuck up and say bad things.
They have, they have.
Norm's tweets, like some of them are not supposed to be funny. They're like profound, like poetic.
I deleted a lot of that because I'd read my responses. Cool. They go, "You fucking asshole, you're funny." I'm like,
that's just it. You can't stop being like, if you're funny, and then you got like a serious comment. Like I would tweet some ridiculous shit, but then I'd go like, Obama gave a speech. Let me give a little feedback on what I believe of Obama. You racist, fucking conservative, fucking rich motherfucker.
Some people too, fucking. Think it's serious. Like I tweeted one that I said my something, I don't know. I said like my father was brutally murdered last week, and it's only now I can look back and laugh. And then these people would fucking answer. They go like, "I'm so sorry." Like closure takes a while. So I had to go, no, it was a joke.
How does anyone read that and not, especially from you, and not think it's a goddamn joke?
So
people are so stupid. That's something this whole thing has opened up, where you're kind of communicating with people you never would talk to or meet, that don't understand what a sense of humor even is. So the responses you get sometimes like hey, I was like, hey, God, it's spring, but I'm looking outside and there's still a little snow on my back table. At least you're alive, motherfucker.
That was from a dead guy?
I'm getting tweets from the dead. I guess he had a loved one pass on. Perhaps a father that was brutally murdered a week ago.
I guess to sum it up, everybody's a critic, huh, guys?
Your special should have been called the voice of reason.
This is the Twitter award for Best Hall of Famer. Going real well. At Albert Brooks. I installed the stripper pole outside my house. Haven't caught one yet. Steve Martin to go. OMG, President Lincoln has been shot. Wait, whoa, my internet connection is so low. At Alec Baldwin, how many friggin' times I gotta say it? 27, she's 27, jeez. That's the girlfriend. At Ali Yankovic, breaking news, Netflix splits off into a third company called Vernster, where you can rent nothing but Ernest P. Worrell movies for $5 a month. And at Norm MacDonald, rest in peace, Amy Winehouse, we lost a true heroin addict today.
Hey everybody, it's me, Norm. I couldn't be with you tonight because I'm on location in Spain, where I'm tweeting in Madrid, Spain. If that's a city that's in Spain, then that's where I am. And but I'd like to thank National Lampoon for the good people there. What did they do? They took a once great franchise and burned it asunder. So I'd like to thank them, and I'd like to thank everyone that helped me win this award, except there aren't any, because it was just me and a computer. I would like to thank the computer. What else? Huh. Let me think. It's pretty cool, you know, how far technology has come. Like you people are probably saying right now, hey, look, Norm has hired an entire film crew in Spain, and now he has filmed himself at great expense and has sent the reels over to the United States, and now, but no, you could not be wronger. I am doing this on a telephone. What make you of that? I know, you're saying, hey, Norm, that cannot be right. A telephone is used for telephoning. People take a telephone and they telephone other people and they say, what time is it there? Where you are with your telephone, because it's not the same time here. But that is just the sort of Philistine pig ignorance I've come to expect of you animals. The fact is, welcome to the future. That's all I can say. Welcome to the future. And I myself love Twitter. I follow everybody, you know. I follow Shelby Firo, who, you know, who has her amusing, is angst a word? I've heard that word before. And I direct messaged her once. That's a true story. And she direct messaged me back. And it was either her or Chris Hansen. Who knows nowadays? But you can find anybody on Twitter. And I enjoy Eddie Pepitone and his tweets, which look to me to be the longest suicide note in history. But thank you for the award. And God damn, I'm telegenic.
I was at a party with a friend and I noticed you first, and you returned my gaze, knew how to quench my thirst. You took me to that room like a dream come true. The dance you performed was just for me and you. Kisses on the neck, then you work your way down. Let yourself go for me all around town. Seductively stood before me.
No, but Andy's a fantastic guy.
I'm curious about something.
And when I say, you know, I used to make jokes at 12:30 about him being gay, that's absolutely ridiculous. But when we were starting out, I will tell you one story about Andy. This is what happened.
I'm scared.
I was working at Art's
the deli coffee shop.
Deli and coffee shop, bussing tables. So Andy comes up to me and he goes, "Hey man, I got a way to make some money." I said, "What is your way?" He goes, "I'm going to become a male prostitute." Now I said, I said, Andy, you're not gay. It doesn't make any sense. He goes, but a guy has to make $1. So I said, all right, do what you want. You know? So he comes to me the next day, and he says, hey, I'm buying breakfast. I says, why is that? He says, I made $450.05 last night. Wow. I said, what on earth? He goes, yeah, did some tricks there, you know, they call it. So I said to him, you know, I eat steak and eggs. I eat, you know, expensive. He says, that's all right. I made $450.05. And I said, well, who on earth gave you 5 cents? He said, every one of them.
Good God, you're a horse's ass.
I was concerned. That's simple arithmetic. That's 9,001 dudes.
I will take a break.
He says he's mature, and I think it's because he's telling my grandfather's jokes.
Let me read you something that was posted on our message boards from someone who claims to be a member of a known pedophile network. It said this: he doesn't forgive, he does not forget, his group has over 9,000 penises, and they're all raping children.
I was concerned. That's simple arithmetic. That's 9,001 dudes.
Well, hey, I'm going to give you a quote. Let me see if you can place it.
Okay.
Okay? And here's my sorry impression of the great Norm MacDonald. Hey, you know, a date rapist has to have a lot of more charm than a regular rapist.
I know what that is.
Yeah, I know what that is, too.
Yeah, you know, because, you know, that Artie Lang, he's no longer a baby gorilla. He's a big gorilla now.
Oh, we were talking about that.
All right,
That's
thanks,
what-
man. Thanks for
that's what
calling.
Sam said.
Jesus.
Oh, terrible.
Glad I took his call.
Norm's co-star, Artie Lang, in Dirty Work, one reviewer said that Artie had all the charm of a date rapist.
Right.
And so Norm cheered Artie up by saying...
Well, the date rapist has to have enormous charm.
As opposed to a regular rapist.
Yeah. I mean...
Well, yeah, I mean, no, a date rape is he spends more time and money.
Yeah, well, you have to get a date. You have to charm them into your apartment.
He's in many
ways smarter.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? He's more patient.
It's funny that you said that a real rapist.
Yeah, I mean, like a real. Well, date rape, I don't know.
A simple rape.
I mean, you know.
No, it is completely different.
Yeah, it really is different.
Less of a stigma with date rape than, you know, back alley rapist?
No, it's a different motive, I think, you know.
Yeah, well,
sometimes it's a misunderstanding or whatever it is, hormones.
Yeah, somebody
but,
gets
you know,
too
that's
drunk
different than stalking a person and breaking in and raping a 75-year-old woman.
Yeah, like a 75-year-old woman rarely gets date raped.
She has to depend upon the regular traditional rape.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's going to happen.
I never have heard that before in my life.
Like she's not been taken to Nate and Al's and kind of charmed by some old
bingo and then wacko.
There's some really weird ideas bouncing around this room.
It's Friday, you know, world's coming to an end. All right, it's Conway and Women. Sam
Nate
Simon
Al.
and Norm MacDonald are with us.
She's
We're live on
75.
97.1 Free FM.
I'm scared of letting go, go. I'm scared of letting go, go. I'm scared of letting go. I'm scared of letting go of everything. I'm scared of letting go.
Sometimes you'd see guys, like I knew this guy, I don't know if have you ever met a guy who's like, you don't even understand it, but just gets women all the time, and it's like very mysterious.
Yeah.
Like I know this one guy literally got a different woman every night. I'm not even exaggerating. I asked him what his secret was. He said he was a serial rapist.
So for him, it was just
I don't think that counts.
perfect.
No, but you know, when I was on Saturday Night Live, guys would come on, and they were handsome guys.
Yeah.
And they were convinced they were funny. And the publicist would go, "Oh, this is going to be a real this could be really good for Gabriel's career because he's so funny, you know. And then a fucking guy wouldn't be funny at all. And I came to me that, you know how they always say, like, women like guys with senses of humor. It turns out they just laugh at handsome guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I envy you because you have, obviously, you're a more enlightened person. See, I think of sex as a shameful, filthy act.
Catholic, are you?
No.
Oh, where have you picked this up?
I grew up that way, and
on the farm, watching animals doing it in rural Canada.
Sow.
A moose being ransacked against some timber.
Sow.
A sow.
Sow.
They, listen.
We were pig farmers.
They're not gracious creatures when it comes to conjugal matters. I've recently had an interaction.
Worst oral sex you could imagine.
Horrible gums, sort of yellowing molars. I would never engage in sex with anything porcine. I see once, I went round a friend's house, they had a pig, they thought it was an angle.
Yeah.
I go, they goes, oh, the pig's coming out, and I could hear it. So this sort of desperate respiratory announcements preceded its arrival. It come out, blind it was, shuffled out at me, and they went, with a pig, and you'll know this being from the world of pig farming, they said never take a step back once that pig comes out, otherwise the pig owns the hierarchical status between the two of you.
Yeah.
In fact, take a step towards the pig. Never did I deny my nature more, I'm a vegetarian, than stepping towards this unholy looking creature.
It is.
I did it anyway.
It is an unholy creature, for God's sakes. Jesus threw the demons in them and let them go over the cliff.
Jesus thought that they were simply a receptacle for demons. And then even then, get them over a cliff. It wasn't like let them live in the barnyard full of demons. Got rid of them, executed them. So for me, I got no, as a vegetarian, I love all of the animals, but pigs.
I will tell you my idea about vegetarian. First of all, let me say, I once saw a video, and I don't search out these videos, but you know when guys show them to you, they go, you'll want to see this, and you're like, Jesus. And then there's no one seeing it, you know. But it was a guy having, a pig having sex with a lady.
I've seen that.
And
they have prehensile penises, don't they?
They do.
Like corkscrews. Yeah. It's like their penis is its own independent entity trying to get away from the pig, which all of us can identify with. Ghastly little
But
creature.
I felt sorry for the pig because here's the pig having sex with a beautiful woman, then they throw him back in the sty, you know? You know what I'm saying?
It's like a cruel thing to do. It's like the midpoint of trading places. It's a very unfair thing to do that. Yeah.
During the break, he's become even more funny and famous. Now, you recently gave a speech at the University of Iowa, and I'm told that 80% of the audience walked out. What could you possibly have said to them to make 80% of them walk out?
Well, it wasn't a speech. It was like some stand-up.
Yeah, well, what did you say to them?
I was just talking, like I don't have my stand-up act, I just talk about whatever I'm thinking about. Lately.
So what'd you say
at the time, it was about having sex with animals. But it wasn't like weird. It was like I'm not in favor. I'm not in favor of it. But I was just talking about it because I thought it was odd. Like they have a word for it, bestiality, and nobody I know has ever done it. Nobody I know, you know what I mean? I've never known anybody that's ever known anybody that's ever had sex with animals. But a lot of people are having sex with animals on account of they got that word, bestiality. It's in the dictionary. It ain't easy to get a word in the dictionary.
So somebody's doing it.
Somebody's got to be going, hey, man, even if it's an animals, hey, we got to come up with a word, whatever. So I can't remember what joke, but it was some joke about, like I said, I feel sorry for the animal because, you know, they get to have sex with a super hot lady, and then the next day they bring him back another pig. You know, because the pig initially, he was having sex with another pig. He didn't know. He was, hey, this is a nice looking thing. But then they go, you know. And then I also said I feel sorry for. Imagine if you watch one of those video, you know, of a guy, a pig having sex with a woman, and then you recognize that, hey, isn't that woman that wouldn't go out with me? Anyway, this is just harmless joke.
Yeah,
Ralph Bellamy would be.
Well, but I think that let's save our sympathy here for the female because, you know, in a way, where do you go get yourself to look at that thing and think, oh, we'll put that into my mouth? I mean, I wouldn't eat it if it had been cooked. So live, writhing, and about to dispense sperm.
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no, no, no. I need someone like you.
But a human being, I think anything that you do
But
sexually...
what do you think is wronger?
Wrong in...
More wrong. What do you think is more wrong? Having sex with a child, human being, or an adult pig?
Like, you've got to do one. That's the
You got to
options.
do one, yeah. You're on a deserted island.
It's not me, it's some hypothetical
You're
person.
on a deserted
Russell
island
Brand
with a
am
single
elevated.
tree.
It's
You're
not
on a-
me, it's this person called Doug.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Doug
exactly.
is on this island.
Doug
Ugh.
is on a deserted
Doug
island.
probably went there because he likes both of these options.
Yeah.
He swam there. What? There's an island with a pig and a kid. How do I get there? Swam there with an erection. Uses his penis like a killer whale tail, lashing his way to the island.
How old are you?
Well, hold on a minute. That's non sequitur.
What kind of erection do you have?
Hold on a second. Mine's marvelous. But let's say
Because mine is bendy.
I do it with look. I won't have sex with a child because I think the pig may not be as bothered as a child. I think it could have huge psychological impact on the child. So out of compassion, I would advise Doug to do it with the pig and to leave the child alone because of the potential psychological impact. Even though the child's on a bloody island anyway, that's going to mess him up, all that Robinson Crusoe crap. But
Yeah. You know, there's so many naturally funny guys. Sometimes with stand-up, I'll get in a cab, and the guy will go, guy will tell me, you got to be the funniest guy ever, you know? He's just this cab driver, way funnier than me. And he goes, I don't know how you do it. And I'm going, wow, that's good, because you'd be way better than I would. He's like, how do you do it? You stand up on stage. I could never do it. I guess I'll just have to drive this cab for the rest of my life. What do you do again? Stand up there? Nah, that seems impossible. So I go, that's good.
Sometimes I'll go, like, I'll be in a cab, and I'm talking to the guy's the funniest guy I've ever met, you know? He's like, I don't know how you do it, you know? I'm like, what the? You're way the fuck funnier than me. But I'm glad you think it's so
great.
difficult, you know?
Right.
Because if it wasn't, like, you know, I think of all my relatives that were great anecdotalists and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But there's this feeling that they can't do it, you know?
Right.
And of course you can.
This week is Taxi Cab Appreciation Week, so to all you taxi cab drivers out there, I'd appreciate it if you'd take a shower once in a while. How'd that go?
We want to talk about your uncle, because every time you come on the show, you have a story about your uncle who lives up in Canada.
Oh, yeah, he's a Frenchman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you always have like a little story about him.
Jean-Luc. Oh, yeah, he's a crazy character, that dude. He originally visited New York City. Hello?
I'm just having a drink. I can listen to you and have a drink. It's not like I went like this. Hold it. Ooh. Ah, liquid. Huh? I'm still here. Let's see if I got this right. You've got an uncle, lives up in Canada, named Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc.
Occasionally he visits. Once time he visited New York.
So I'm living in New York, you know? And Jean-Luc, I'm excited. Jean-Luc's going to come by, my crazy Frenchman uncle. So he gets in the cab, right?
When he gets to the airport.
Yeah, when he gets to the airport, the cab driver picks him up, and the cab driver says to him, hey, Frenchman, he says, do you like riddles, you know? So my uncle Jean-Luc is like, yes, I love the riddles. That's how he talks. He goes, I like nothing better than a riddle. So the cabbie's like, all right, here's one, right? So he said, here's the riddle. His brothers and sisters, I have none, but this man's father is my father's son. So my uncle goes, I don't know. Right? So the cabbie goes, it's me. It's me.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Oh, he thinks about it. Oh, by God, he says, that's a good riddle there. He says, I have to tell my wife, Mary Claire, when I get back to Gaspé. That's where he lives, Gaspé.
Right.
So he's like, take me back to the airport. And the cabbie's like, what? Right? The cabbie's like, I thought you wanted to go visit Norm then. No. I go back to the airport. All right, you know, I have to tell Mary Claire. Seems odd, right? Gets back on the plane, flies all the way back home there to Gaspé.
And he gets back, right? Runs in the door. Mary Claire, êtes-vous? You know, where are you, Mary Claire? Come on down here. I have a riddle for you. She goes, oh, Jean-Luc, I love the riddle. She's a woman, high voice.
Michael Jackson was visiting. Yeah, all right.
So, you're going to love this riddle. How was New York? Forget about that. I got the riddle. Brothers and sisters, I have none. But this man's father, he's my father's son. She goes, oh, I don't know. Who is it? Some cab driver back in New York.
You didn't mean to do that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Be honest, you didn't mean to do that.
At all. I just got to the end. That guy, man, I always tell my uncle, you shouldn't curse so much. You know?
Oh, man. All right. We're going to pick up the pieces. Yeah.